Good morning. I am live in Berkeley, California, and this is your Tuesday Personal Sensei. Good morning and namaste, and welcome to Personal Sensei for Tuesday, July 14th, 2015. And today, step 22 rules the day. Now, step 22 is kind of a bonkers day. I've talked about step 22 before. It's when things start to get a little crazy, especially in Cancer, because step 22 is I feel, which is Cancer, plus more I feel, which is Cancer. And it turns out, when you add two Cancers together, what you end up with is an Aquarius, something incredibly unique like a snowflake. And that is exactly the personality of anyone born on a step 22 day. You don't know what's coming. But we have other things going up in the skies in our cycles and circles. Today we are actually setting off a heartfelt benchmark. Today our hearts are reaching some sort of pinnacle, some sort of height. Our hearts are realizing that we want something, and this step 22 passion is really the revolution underneath ourselves to get ourselves going. And we've reached a point where we're turning our back on old rules, we're turning our back on an old system of making decisions and other priorities of making decisions. So it's really a powerful 24 hours, and tomorrow we have what we call the new moon, which I call Lightcast Day, which is the most powerful day to kind of set our intentions. So we're in countdown to the new moon. It is a step 22 day, and there's a lot of cuckoo stuff going on. But before we dive into how to handle that energy, let's first set up with our telepathy of the day. This is a little game I play from my temple to yours. I'm thinking of one of these Cancers, and I'll have the answer of which one at the end of today's Personal Sensei. Today the theme is Cancer activists. Since it's a revolutionary day, I thought activists would be a good way to go. One of these activists I have more information on. Which one am I thinking of? Is it Cancer activist number 1, David Duke, who's a white supremacist activist, if you don't know. Number 2, Aaron Brockovich, who is a human beings activist. Or number 3, Helen Keller, who is a deaf and blind activist. Which of these activists am I thinking of? I'll have the answer at the end of the show. So first, let's begin by starting with our soul tune-up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. When we are in Cancer, it is all about our yellow chakra. Yellow, and trying to keep it mellow yellow, at least in Cancer. And today is probably the highest yellow vibration we will hit all month long. That is step 22. That is I feel, which is Cancer, plus more I feel, which is Cancer, in the sign of Cancer to I feel. Okay, so we have pure emotions opening up. And it turns out that when you have step 22 open up, what ends up opening in addition is the crown chakra, violet. So you understand where you belong when you completely surrender to your feelings. That's because your feelings are the voice of the soul. And so when you surrender. Now, why don't we always know where we belong? Because we interfere with our feelings, because our feelings don't feel grounded, because we don't take the time and space to ground our feelings, etc., etc. So today, the two chakras are yellow and violet. Wear 'em loud and wear 'em proud. It will remind you and keep you in your spirit today. And that brings us now to our phrase of the day. I feel my heart today, and I know where I belong. I feel my heart today, and I know where I belong. So your mental preparation is first to feel your heart, and you would apply this to anything you're working on this month. So if you're trying to manifest a career, manifest an apartment, manifest a partner, manifest a creative project, get pregnant, okay? You're saying, I know I feel my heart. My heart wants this. And I know where I belong. I belong pregnant. I belong with this job. I belong with an apartment. I feel it, and I belong in this situation. Now, really, we want to just call to the feeling. Throw some details in there, but don't get too specific. Just as long as Creator Universe makes it feel like that, you're happy, right? And that is indeed the truth. And this is where people get hung up on Virgo or detail. So one more time to keep it in the mind. I feel my heart today, and I know where I belong. And so it is, because I said so, I thought so. Now, being mindful of where your heart, how your heart feels and where it belongs, puts you into the position to react according to where you belong. So if things start to get crazy, if people get really crazy at work and they want to send somebody to Florida on a special business trip, and your heart already said you belong in Florida, you want to be ready for that magical moment. And that's what happens in step 22 days. Magical things happen. Our emotions start bouncing off our emotions. Let's look at the conscious cooking. Now that we're in the step 20s, we're working on passion. And as we're on countdown to the new moon, we're trying to get pregnant with the exact feeling that we want to feel all year, or at least gravitate to this year. So we're really getting pregnant for the feeling that we want. And remember, through law of attraction, if your feelings are clear, the rest of your reality will attract that reality. All right? So today we're really working on our passion. And because it's a step 22 day, the ingredient we add is more passion. Okay? So this can be as simple as, I feel really excited about my potential, in my career, and I feel really excited about this thing going on this date. So that's passion plus passion. Or I really feel excited about my ability to love now, and I really feel passionate about this person. Passion plus passion. Okay? And when you boil passion and bring it to a boil, you come to a true belonging. So the state of belonging is what opens up. And belonging is, my heart belongs there. I know it. Now, one of the main areas where people do not law of attract is they're not clear on where they belong. They know how they feel, but they don't know where they belong. And they think they have to know the details. But I'm here to tell you as Sensei, all you need to know is the feeling you are and the feeling you're searching for. And that is how the law of attraction rubber bands you there. So your soul challenge today, should you choose to play along, is to know how you feel every moment of today. That's your challenge. Try to stay in the know. Like, you know what I feel? I feel this way. I feel happy. I feel sad. I feel hungry. I feel this. I feel that. So stay in touch with your feelings and what you want to feel next. So I feel hungry. I want to feel full. I feel sleepy. I want to feel rested. Whatever it is you feel now, know what you want to feel next. That will set you up to really respond dynamically to the moment, because honestly, if you law of attract something you're looking for through the I belong consciousness of today's Aquarius vibration, it will probably be between two emotional points, between what you feel now and what you want to feel next. And you'll probably be on course of that next feeling when the universe will interrupt you with something kind of cool. So today, expect the unexpected. Now, when you are focusing on your challenge of how you feel now and how you feel next, meditate on your Aunt Sally. And what I mean by that is just distract yourself. All you want to focus on is your feelings, and only your feelings. I recommend distracting yourself while you're focusing on your feelings. Think about something else like your Aunt Sally. So today, for your daily gratitude, I am grateful for when and where I discover where I belong. So I'm grateful for discovering where I belong. I'm grateful. And it may be that I discover that I don't belong here. I'm grateful if I discover I belong in the wrong place. That I'm in the wrong place and belong somewhere else is what I'm trying to say. And I'm grateful if I discover I'm in the right place. I'm grateful today for belonging clarity. That's what I'm grateful for. And for the universe to bring that belonging quite magically. And I recommend that you be grateful for each belonging that you recognize today and open up that door of understanding truly where your heart belongs. It is the beginning of the age of Aquarius when you understand the I belong part of yourself and how you can let the universe slingshot you there. And that brings us to today's World Gratitude. And today's World Gratitude actually will be a little familiar because you've been watching since I've been here in the Bay Area. I had about a week and a half ago a Today's Telepathy where I featured Jane Lynch. And I said, I'd be so grateful one day if I'd like to read Jane. Well, my World Gratitude is to Jane Lynch, who today is her birthday. She's a step 22 Cancer. She's very off the wall and unpredictable. And I'm here to report that video somehow made it to Jane Lynch, and she reported back and said she wanted a reading. So, wow. It was the third miracle that happened in a day of two other miracles on the Star Bethlehem Day. So for me, truly, I believe this shift so much, it falls right in the line. And you don't have to. It'll fall in the line anyways. I mean, it probably does, and we don't pay attention. But world gratitude to Jane Lynch for taking the time on Twitter to reach out. And that was so kind. And that was so kind to the angel who passed it on to Jane. So thank you so much. I'm real grateful. And happy birthday to Jane Lynch. She is a step 22 Cancer who literally can bounce off the wall of anything and find the humor in it. And that brings us to today's Joy Quest. Your Joy Quest, should you choose to accept it, is to end the day by finding at least one, my friend, one new belonging. Find one new belonging by the end of today. I belong here. And go to sleep knowing it. And let the law of attraction begin to work for you. See for yourself how this actually works when you're clear on what you love and where you belong. Now, for those who are watched over by my personal Sensei network, which is a Witecki network that sends you encouraging light work texts through the day based on your exact time of birth and numerology, today at 1 p.m., I'm going to actually give you the feeling I believe you should be mindful of today. This is to kind of help you in your solar chart. And at 3 p.m., I'm going to give you some idea of where a magical doorway may open up somewhere in your life. So to keep your eyes out. Now, if you'd like to be a part of my personal Sensei network, you can join by coming to SiriousJoy.me or on SoulGarden.tv clicking Sirius Joy. And to end our personal Sensei, let's wrap up our soul calisthenics with the answer of today's telepathy. For today's telepathy, we are talking about influential cancers. Basically, these are all influential cancers. One of these cancers I am thinking of and have more information on. These are activist cancers, that's how I put it. Which of these cancers was I thinking of? Was it number 1, David Duke, number 2, Aaron Brockovich, or number 3, Helen Keller? And the answer is Helen Keller. Interestingly enough, Helen Keller was a step 4 Cancer, which means what? Breakthrough, innovator, right? Today's step 22, so Helen Keller is indeed that. So she was awesome, and indeed, I mean, talk about breakthrough, breaking through, not being able to understand both sight and sound, and create communication. Of course, she went on to help people who were blind and deaf, and literally was, to this day, honorable. Aaron Brockovich, I've talked about before. I love that lady. She's a step 1 Cancer. And David Duke, who is a white supremacist, is a step 9 Cancer. That's a hot-headed Cancer. He actually has the same birthday as Princess Diana. You could say he's the anti-Princess Diana, maybe. You know what I mean? You could also say that David Duke, Aaron Brockovich, and Helen Keller all are activists that led the blind. In the case of Aaron, it was people who were being taken advantage of, and David Duke is people who believe in white supremacy. I'd say those people might be blind. All right, my friends, I love you so much. No matter who you are on earth, I love you. I'm your friend because I'm a part of you. What I am in me, I see in you. That is the namaste of the day. I'll see you in 24 hours with more. Until then, have a fantastic 24. And remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
So